Coming up, the Chiefs prepare for a potential record-breaking win while the Eagles look for redemption. Plus, bringing Mardi Gras spirit to the big game. A special edition of NAZ Today starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Welcome to this special edition of NAZ Today. I'm Ava Nichols.
And I'm Michaela Richardson. Thanks for tuning in. Now, as you can see, we aren't in our usual set today as we are in Jackson Square, New Orleans, covering Super Bowl 59.
This year, this city is tying a record with Miami, hosting its 11th Super Bowl. And Michaela, the buzz around here is different this year.
Maybe it's Mardi Gras.
Maybe it's the jazz music.
Or the amazing seafood.
Or maybe it's the exciting rematch set for tomorrow between the Chiefs and Eagles, nearly 2 years after a 38-35 nail-biter in Phoenix.
The last time the Eagles battled for the Lombardi Trophy, it ended in heartbreak. Head coach Nick Sirianni says Super Bowl 57 motivates them on the journey to victory.
You know, the things even going back to the 2023 season, which we haven't talked a lot about since the beginning of the year, we're grateful for that. We're thankful for that. As bad as it sucked at the time, because it shaped us into who we are now, and why a big reason why we're back here sitting at this moment again.
Safety Reed Blankenship says the team has grown closer over the past 2 seasons.
We just trust each other, like I've been saying. It was different in the last couple of years. I just feel like we're a tighter group.
Defensive lineman Josh Sweat says he thinks the formula is simple. It's just about finishing the job this time.
Shoot, I don't even know. We had a great team then, too. We felt confident, so we just got to get it done.
Chiefs players, however, are well aware of the addition of one key game changer.
Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down, jumping up in the air.
They added a few new pieces, like Saquon, and so we're going to have our hands full. They're a great team.
The Chiefs are on the brink of history, possibly becoming the first team to win 3 straight Super Bowls. But head coach Andy Reid says the focus remains the same.
You can get really caught up in all this, and you can't get too far from what's real, and that's playing the game.
Coach Reid made a stop at Northern Arizona University early in his coaching career. Michaela, you spoke to him a few days ago. What did he remember about Flagstaff?
Coach Reid was the offensive line coach in 1986. Even though he was only there for a year, he remembers Flagstaff fondly.
I loved it there. Great school. People don't realize that it's in Arizona and it snows.
Coach Reid has left a legacy in Northern Arizona after his short stay. He also coached the Eagles for over a decade. Now the Chiefs will play his previous team once again in Super Bowl 59.
Speaking of the Eagles in Arizona, cornerback Keely Ringo graduated from Saguaro High School in Scottsdale. It is here that his coaches asked him to move to cornerback.
It's a great feeling, of course, me going out there as a young guy coming from Washington, I just had a lot of opportunities in front of me, and just at a young age, I was able to make the most of them. And man, AZ's done nothing but show love to me, and it's just great to be able to represent the Valley, just as you said. So yeah, it's really good.
On the cusp of Super Bowl 59 and Mardi Gras, the city is still recovering from a terrorism attack on January 1st, where 14 people were killed and 35 others were injured. The energy here is one of resilience.
The festivities have begun in New Orleans, but with a shaken resolve.
Our citizens have seen death and destruction in a place that represents America better than any other place in America, on a street under which all walks of life are welcomed in a fun and festive time.
The NFL is working with the Department of Homeland Security, local law enforcement, the FBI, the state governor, and New Orleans mayor to ensure the safety of the big game.
We have reviewed and re-reviewed all the details of what happened on January 1. We have reviewed and re-reviewed each of our roles within the overarching security plan, and we have reassessed and stress test our timing, our communication protocols, our contingency measures, and our emergency response plans multiple times over the past several weeks.
Since the attack, an increased presence of city and state police, barriers on the roads, and National Guard troops are noticeable, especially around the Superdome and French Quarter.
We've been to New Orleans before, but I have never seen this much security on Bourbon Street before. Matter of fact, when we were walking up by Pat O'Brien's, we saw Homeland Security.
Grimes says the increased security made her feel safer after the attacks. She says the city's mood toward the upcoming events is inspiring.
I love their perseverance and how they don't let anything stop celebration. And the Super Bowl is a celebration. It's one of the biggest, sporting events in the United States. And so, I thought, no, you push forward, you push on.
The organizations protecting the city and its revelries say they are ready to welcome visitors for Super Bowl 59.
I am confident that the safest place to be this weekend will be in this areas around under the security umbrella that this team has put together.
Now, families of the victims say that they do not want their loved ones' lives to be lost in vain. Though New Orleans is still recovering, the city and the celebrations will go on.
And Michaela, we've seen that all week long. NAZ Today's Reese Clark is in the French Quarter to show us the heart of New Orleans.
Thanks, guys. This is my first time in New Orleans, and it's full of culture. I had the opportunity to explore the city and see all it has to offer. From the music, to the lights, to the food, New Orleans is the ideal host city for Super Bowl 59. So ideal that the Big Easy is now tied for most Super Bowl hosts with 11.
I really like the city. People is really nice. The culture of New Orleans, music everywhere. It's a live city.
The music and the art aren't the only gifts that come from New Orleans culture.
When we come together, we're stronger together. And so let this be a real testament, not only of our faith, but how we are stronger and united.
The foundation of the city is its people. Now they all gather ready to host Super Bowl 59 and showcase their culture of togetherness.
I feel like everyone is really close. Like everywhere you go, like even if you don't know that person, they'll be like saying, "Hey, how are you?" So people is really close, I feel.
I've really enjoyed my time here, from the music to the food. I will definitely be coming back. For now, back to you guys in Jackson Square.
Thanks, Reese. What an incredible city.
People are traveling from all over to experience New Orleans culture and the Super Bowl. NAZ Today's Ashley Hinchy is at the New Orleans airport with more.
Thanks, guys. I'm looking for the fans that have traveled the farthest to support their team.
Every year, the Super Bowl brings people together from all over the world. Some travelers coming into New Orleans had long trips filled with connecting flights, like Sergio and Omar, who traveled nearly 6,000 miles from Romania just to see the big game for the first time.
From Bucharest to Frankfurt, 3 hours, and then another 12 hours to Houston, another 2 hours just flying, plus the waiting time during the airport, so it's almost 1 day.
Others say they had easy commutes.
Yeah, it was easy. It's like a 2.5-hour flight plus a connector 45 minutes from Houston.
Some fans have been loyal to their team for many years.
I came out wearing Eagles jerseys, ever since I was a little kid. I still got my jersey from a little kid.
I was a season ticket holder with the Chiefs for 27 years, and then I moved to Texas, so I let my season tickets go, but I've just always been a supporter, It's in my bloodline, I love it.
Some fans are Super Bowl veterans, while others will be attending for the first time.
This is my 12th one, so I've gone the last 12 years.
Yes, this is the first time. We are quite excited to see it.
It's amazing to see the dedication that these fan bases have. From the airport, Ashley Hinchy, NAZ Today.
Now that we know the city, let's get to know the game. NAZ Today's Connor Emery tells us how this year's Super Bowl has connections to the high country. Connor?
Kareem Hunt was a key factor in the Chiefs' third straight trip to the Super Bowl. Before that, he had another tied to NU football coach Brian Wright.
Kareem Hunt was selected in the third round of the 2017 NFL Draft by the Chiefs and made a huge impact for the team right away. Before that, Hunt excelled for University of Toledo with 4,945 yards in his college days. In Hunt's final year, Brian Wright came into the picture and helped him have a memorable senior season. Wright described Hunt as a team player on and off the field and would always put others first.
Kareem was a team guy first and foremost. A couple things that really stood out
for me was not only was he a great player and a great competitor, really difficult to tackle.
Although they spent one season together, Hunt expressed that Wright played a big role in his success.
Brian Wright's done a great job, man. He always helped me and believed in me and, put me in position to be successful at Toledo. My senior year is probably, one of my best seasons there, and I give a lot of credit to him and Coach Crandall for that.
Terry Swanson, Hunt's backup at Toledo, has followed Wright to NAU as the running backs coach. Wright said that the duo was an ultimate threat in his first year at Toledo, which holds a special memory for him years later.
What a dynamic backfield we had with Kareem and Coach Swanson back there. We had a great group there and a great team, a great offense, and it was certainly special to be there at that time with all those guys.
Hunt knew that Swanson would be a coach one day and is proud of his old teammate for the tremendous work he's done over the years.
I'm so happy Terry's coaching because he was a heck of a football player, man, with me, and just a guy that, he pushed me to be who I am together. He always, he would take playing time for me if I wasn't doing my job or, performing in the way I should. And I got a lot of respect for Terry, and I know he's a great coach because how much he loves the game of football.
There won't be any Lumberjacks in this year's Super Bowl, but there are several FCS players who are looking to hoist the Lombardi Trophy this Sunday.
While most NFL players come from powerhouses, there are those who played in smaller schools. In recent years, the Eagles have added key players to their team that have come from the FCS level. Safety Reed Blankenship values his time with Middle Tennessee State, even though he went undrafted.
I think that the biggest difference between, FCS and FB, like the big Power 5 schools, would be the O-line and D-line. The skill players is, I'd say, pretty much the same. But I played talented offenses before, especially at MT, and coming here, I had a good kickstart, a really close relationship with my DC.
Another Eagles safety, Tristan McCollum, picked up an FCS title with Sam Houston State his junior year in 2020. McCollum says that there's a brotherhood among the FCS players in the NFL.
You go to FCS, usually guys, and know those guys, and it's a big family when it comes to those guys because we come from smaller schools, similar backgrounds. But man, it's been a grind, and it's been a blessing to get this far. And once you enter the league, you see how much people actually have came from the FCS level. It's a good amount of guys.
While Blankenship and McCollum were undrafted out of college, the Eagles used a second-round pick to select tight end Dallas Goedert from South Dakota State. Despite the recent trend for standout FCS players to transfer to bigger programs, Goddard says there are benefits to staying at an FCS school.
I think it really benefited me staying at the FCS level. I was a big part of the offense. I got a lot of targets. I was comfortable with the scheme that we were in. I was able to do it all there. So you go to another school, and you just don't know how the coaches are going to use you. You don't know the connection you're going to have with the players. So I think if you just play good football wherever you're at, they're going to find you, and you'll have great success at the next level as well.
Many players have said it's helped having veteran leadership from Brandon Graham. The lifelong Eagle could be playing in his final game while battling back from injury.
While Brandon Graham is not confirmed to play in Super Bowl 59, he still has played a huge part for the organization. Originally, he announced his retirement at the start of the season. Things took a turn when he injured his triceps late in the regular season and was ruled out for the remainder of the year. Now, Graham gets the chance to face his old coach once more, as he is the last remaining Eagle player during Reed's time in Philadelphia.
Just from being with him and to see the success he's had since he's left Philly, I've been rooting. And in order for you to get it, you got to go through the best, man. And so I'm hoping for this Sunday that we can go out there and we can beat him in his chess match.
As for Coach Reed, it's always a pleasure getting to face Graham, who admires his career as it nears an end.
I think the world of him. I think he's had a phenomenal career. Came out of Michigan. It was a high draft pick for us. So and he's a great kid, phenomenal kid. So if it's his last game, he'll do great when he's done. But if he keeps on playing, he'll probably do great there too.
Many Eagles players have spoken on how much Graham means to the team and defense overall for this Sunday's match.
I'm so excited to have him back. He mentioned it before the NFC Championship game that he was going to have the opportunity to play if we won. So nobody that's worked harder, who's played more games, who's spent more time in the Eagles uniform to him.
Yeah, it would mean a lot. He's been working his butt off to get back, and
when he went down, it was so sad. I mean, he's a leader. He's the voice of this defense. He gets guys going, and it's hard to replicate that.
It would mean great, you know what I'm saying? He's a leader of our defense, leader of this team. BG's, man, he just gets us going, man. He's a great guy, man. He helped me become a better leader than what I am today.
It would be a storybook ending if Graham concludes his career with confetti in the air. Connor Emery, NAZ Today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Connor. Now, Ava, you got to get up close and personal with a few of these players. What was that like?
It was super fun. At opening night, I asked a few what they knew about the Big Easy.
What's the capital of Louisiana?
New Orleans. New Orleans? I mean, I have no clue.
I don't got a clue.
Yeah, I have no clue. New Orleans? New Orleans? Here? Baton Rouge. Son of a gun. Baton Rouge? Baton Rouge.
Nice. How many Super Bowls has New Orleans hosted?
7 or 9? I think 7. We're about to be 8. 9, about to be 10. I'd like to say 4. 3. 4.
They have hosted the most, and I think it's 6. Oh, more? 9?
Is it double digits? For real? 11.
Nice that you're the first person to get that. Do you know what Mardi Gras translates to?
Something about death, right?
A beaded celebration. I appreciate party. Kind of party. Party day.
Masked. Well, in French, magical. I mean, it's more masked.
Fat Tuesday.
You're the first person to get that.
Really? Nice.
I swear.
It's French, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you know where the first Mardi Gras was held in the U.S.?
Not here? Was it not Louisiana? Was it in Louisiana? Where? Yeah, it was in California.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Mobile, Alabama.
You'll never think that.
Oh, boy, I don't know. Alabama? Alabama? Okay,
Yes.
last one.
Do you know where the first Mardi Gras was held?
Mobile, Alabama.
How did you know that?
I went to the Senior Bowl, and that's in Mobile.
There you go. Okay. People aren't just here for the game, they're here to experience the food as well.
New Orleans is known for its eclectic taste. Michaela and I are off to try some staples. Come with us.
Hi.
How are you, ladies?
Great, how are you?
What you have inside?
Can we have 2 cafe au laits and order beignets?
And one order beignet?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, $13.75, sweetie.
Remember to bring cash. Cash only.
There you go, girls.
Thank you.
Your drink is coming right up, girls.
Awesome. Thank you.
You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you
Thank
too.
you.
Are we ready to try it?
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. Hot, scorching hot. Make sure to wait. As somebody who usually likes a lot of cream and sugar in their coffee, this is perfect after.
Yeah, it is.
Time for the beignets?
Yeah.
Time for the beignets? Ready for the reveal? Fantastic. They're steaming. Okay, let's cheers it. Cheers. Cheers. Oh my god. I know I have powder. Amazing. Fantastic. No notes.
It's like a donut.
It's a donut. What better? Well, Ava, I think we're all sugared out.
Reese is on the Mississippi to get our heads back in the game.
Thanks, guys. That food looks delicious, but tomorrow is the real treat. The Eagles and the Chiefs will meet in the Superdome, both hoping to take home the title of Super Bowl champion. Kansas City has the opportunity to make history and do what no team has ever done with a potential three-peat, while Philadelphia is in hopes to end their run, getting the revenge they've been looking for since Super Bowl 57. It's clear both teams have had dominating postseasons. I believe that this game is going to come down to the Chiefs' defense and the Eagles' offense. Throughout the postseason, the Chiefs' defense has heavily relied on forcing opponents into a negative game script. This has been a key role in their success as they generated 58 unblocked pressures this season, third most in the NFL. If they can do this to the Eagles offense, we might see some struggle from quarterback Jalen Hurts. While on the topic, the Eagles offense has clearly been one to watch this season. With the addition of Saquon Barkley to the Eagles roster, they are a threat offensively. According to NFL postseason stats, the Birds are sitting with the second highest rushing yards with 227. Now, earlier in the show, we mentioned Brandon Graham, but he isn't the only player I'll be looking for. Some crucial players to this Eagles team are safety Reed Blankenship and linebacker Zach Bond. Both Blankenship and Bond are included in the top 5 list for tackles in this year's postseason. I'm curious to see if they'll be game changers tomorrow. Moving over to the Chiefs, I can't talk about players to watch without bringing up wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. It can be argued that because of Smith-Schuster's efforts in Super Bowl 57, the Chiefs walked away lifting the trophy. In the late fourth quarter, Eagles cornerback James Bradbury was called for holding Smith-Schuster. The Chiefs were able to drain the clock and win the game. Smith-Schuster has been having a successful season, and I'm curious to see if he can repeat history 2 years later. Now, no matter the outcome, both teams have had incredible seasons and should be able to acknowledge their success and celebrate.
Speaking of celebrations, the Eagles have a birthday tomorrow. Saquon Barkley, I'm sure we all know what your birthday wish is. From the Big Easy, Reese Clark, NAZ Today.
Thanks, Reese. We don't have a birthday cake, but we recommend a Mardi Gras king cake.
Thank you so much for joining us for the special edition of NAZ Today. Have a fun and safe Super Bowl Sunday. We'll see you next week. Good night.